It will cross 300 million tons installed capacity in the next 7-8 years. So to talk about the staffing industry, it is a very niche industry in India. We are one of the 5 manufacturers who are currently manufacturing steel staffing. The first major player in the market is called Signal India. So they are a US company. They entered the market about 35 years back. They still holds about 45% to 50% market share. The second company is called Grid Strapping. They are owned by a German company called Cyclo. So they are the number 2 player in the market. Interestingly, Tata Steel also has a strapping plant. That was actually developed by Ocean Steel in Kapoli. Then Tata acquired now. But the installed capacity of that line is very less, and they are in the process of closing down that plant. They have no interest in running a very small capacity product. For the likes of Tata, and this product is not suitable. And there is a small player in Kolkata called Walton Strips. So they do about 1,000 tons every month. They are a very old company, about 35 years they are in the market. And we are the latest player in the strapping industry. So we have a capacity of 300 tons, as I said. So we roughly holds currently 8 to 9% market share. This is a peer comparison made by a mentioned banker. It is also available in our RHP. You can have a look whenever you time. So let's have a look at about our financial performance. As I said, we started the production in the month of March 2020. So for the financial 2020, the revenue was 96 lakh. That is mainly from the sales we have done from the month of March and February. And in FY21, despite the COVID, we did about 9.7 crores of revenue with the EBITDA of about 8%. Even in that year, if you take out the depreciation, we were profitable. There is no cash loss in the year FY21. Last year, we have did about 18.72 crores of revenue with the EBITDA of 17%. Until February 15th, we have published our results in the RHP. So we have done about 63.5 crores in revenue with a PAT of 7.8 crores. Until March, we crossed 72.2 crores. Our PAT would be about 8.5 to 9 crores for this FY23. This is the data from our balance sheet. You can have a look whenever you have time. If we look at our domestic sales till February, it is 60 crores, and we have done about 3.1 crores from exports. But in the month of February and March, we got about 4 crore of export orders. For the last year, so our exports will be about 7 crore, which is roughly 10% of our revenue. Moving forward, we are going to focus largely on exports to increase the export sales share. So if we look at the opportunities present in front of us, mainly we are betting on the higher growth of steel industry, because current from 120 million tons currently, it is going to touch 300 million tons, at least within the next 10 to 15 years. So that translates to a 8 to 12% increase. So since the market we are in is going to increase, we are very positive that our sales also by default will increase by 10 to 8 to 12%. And one more thing is, now Indian steel is being exported a lot. Earlier the exports were very less, now it is very high. The use of steel strapping, the export segment is very high. When they sell, when the steel is sold in domestic, they don't use much steel strapping. But when they export it, they use it for so much lashing. So the volume of steel strapping use will be very high as the exports increase. And during COVID, we really witnessed, since China is the biggest steel producer in the world, by default they supply more steel strapping in the overseas market. But post-COVID, almost all the companies who import scrapping from China, they want to have a non-Chinese player in the supplier list. So that presents a very good opportunity in the overseas market as well. And so far, we are only supplying steel strapping. We are not entering into packing contract because packing contract involves providing manpower and tools, everything. That requires a very high working capital. But post IPO, we have enough financial strength to take up packing contracts with companies like JSW and Tata. So we already have a new team in place. They are really focusing on packing contracts. And one more thing is we currently are only supplying to the private segment. We haven't entered into the public segment at all. Except SAIL. We have not gone to. There are 8 plants in SAIL, Bokaro, Rourkela, Baranpur. So all SAIL plants they provide strapping in contracts. Each contract is not less than 5-6 crore per annum. But they require so much entry requirements like you should have turnover of 20 crores, you have supplied this much scrap the last financial year. So now we are getting qualified to the tender one by one. So we will start participating in the PO tenders as well. So to talk about our future expansion plan, from the IPO proceeds, we are putting up a new production line with a capacity of 1500 tons per annum. So that will be a ordering and tempering line. Currently, what we are having in our factory is with just tempering line. In the current production line, we can only manufacture 3 grades of strapping. There is regular duty, medium, and high tensile. There is a grade called ultra high tensile strapping. If you look at the Indian market, 40% of the market is using that ultra high tensile strapping. So once we put this new production line, we can cater into the additional 40% market. Our production line is expected to be operational by September October or November. Okay, October or November, our production will be operational. And apart from putting up a new production line, we are parallelly exploring business opportunities in the Middle East. If you look at the Middle East, there is no steel strapping manufacturers. They are all being imported from Korea and China and India. And from India, we are unable to supply to US because US has anti-dumping duty on Indian steel strapping. Almost 50% anti-dumping duty is being imposed if I export from India to US. So to cater the US market and also to cater the Middle East market, we are planning to put up a strapping plant in Middle East as well. Actually, post IPO, we are traveling to Saudi and Dubai to do the market research. This plan we can expect to be commissioned in the next 2 to 3 years. And as a diversification, we are also focusing on setting up a welding wire manufacturing plant that will cater the auto segment in Chennai, Hosur and Bangalore. And as I explained, we are focusing heavily on packing contracts. And with the new hardening and the tempering line we are setting up, we can able to produce cutting rule. That is a very interesting product. There is only one manufacturer in India who is manufacturing that particular product called cutting rule. It's used in the printing and leather industry for cutting the paper and leather. So if you look at the import-export data, currently almost 3 crores of material is being imported from China and Germany. There is not a very good gap in the market. Since we already have a production which is capable of producing that cutting rule, in the future we also wanted to diversify into cutting rule die manufacturing. This is a SWOT analysis of our company. As I said, our major strength is our production line, which is the latest in the market. And it is fully automated. We have the lowest production cost in the industry, lowest production cost in the industry, lowest employee cost in the industry. I think the opportunities I explained in detail. The major weakness in my company is we are a new company and working capital, we are a little short of working capital. The first 2 years, that's the reason we are unable to generate much revenue. But post IPO, we are getting good opportunities from the bank also. So I don't think working capital will be an issue moving forward. This is the summary about our issue. So we are diluting 27.5% stake in this IPO, and we are Our price band is 51 to 54 rupees. So from this issue, we are hoping to raise about 18 crores. We also mentioned the utilization. Out of this 18 crores, 12 crores will be used to fund our new production line, and we are repaying some 3.75 crores of working capital loans we are having. Remaining will be used for the general corporate purpose.